Hey everybody, Colton here, and I thought we would talk about this 8.5-hour Wolverine video that Marvel posted today called Wolverine Breathing Exercise. There's a fun little Easter egg that I want to show you guys, and I want to talk about what this video could be telling us about Wolverine's role in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, as well as how this could connect to Robert Downey Jr.'s return as Dr. Doom and Tobey Maguire's return as Spider-Man. Am I reaching? Probably, but like Wolverine, I am short and reaching is nothing new to me. So remember, it was just a couple of weeks ago that Marvel had us sit and watch Chairs for 5 hours as they slowly revealed the cast for Avengers Doomsday. Now, a huge part of that cast reveal was the inclusion of what Kevin Feige is calling the original X-Men. We got Professor X, Magneto, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Mystique, and Beast, all of course being played by the original actors that played them in the early 2000s Fox-era X-Men films. But a huge name missing from this lineup was, of course, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. And Deadpool as well, I mean, especially considering that Channing Tatum was included, which made the absence of Wolverine and Deadpool all the more glaring.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
So this morning when I was logging into my computer, getting ready to start work, and I opened YouTube, and I saw that little thumbnail with Wolverine, Marvel, I was like, oh shit, we're getting more cast announcements! No, it's just him breathing, standing there breathing. But there is a brief moment where we got this. Now, this is in reference to the very first Wolverine comic cover by Frank Miller, which is a pose that we have actually seen Hugh Jackman do before in promotions for the original X-Men movie. So really quick to explain that comic, it features Wolverine hunting a grizzly bear who had been shot with a poison arrow, which caused it to go insane and kill like 15 people. This was then, of course, adapted in the Wolverine movie. Now, it's also in that comic that Wolverine makes a trip to Japan, again, like in the Wolverine. Now, the Wolverine, remember, it was technically, I guess, a sequel to X-Men Origins Wolverine. It was honestly more so a sequel to X-Men The Last Stand, but I guess it's part of this weird Wolverine trilogy that's Origins, the Wolverine, and Logan. Anyway, after the poor reception of X-Men Origins Wolverine and Hugh Jackman's overall disappointment with the film, as well as Ryan Reynolds' disappointment with how they handled Deadpool, we did end up getting The Wolverine, which was kind of viewed as its own thing, kind of a second chance at doing a solo Wolverine movie, one that was kind of meant to be taken as a Wolverine 1 type of movie. So it was fitting that they adopted Wolverine's first comic for that film. So with that little pose being struck in this video, it had me wondering if this little smile and finger motion could be a hint that maybe Marvel has plans to give us another Wolverine solo movie, perhaps between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. A movie that takes place in Deadpool's universe following the events of Deadpool and Wolverine, and maybe we'll see what they are up to during the events of Avengers Doomsday. You could call this one Wolverine and Deadpool and maybe have Wade bitch about how he's not getting top billing this time.
What the shit?
Anyway, this movie could end with a scene that connects to the climax of Avengers Doomsday, meaning that this movie could serve not only as a sequel to Deadpool and Wolverine, but it would also set up Deadpool and Wolverine to join the fight against Dr. Doom in Secret Wars and show us how their reality gets roped into this multiversal war. Think of it kind of like how Ant-Man wasn't in Avengers Infinity War, but Ant-Man and the Wasp, which came out after Infinity War, it takes place mostly before Infinity War, but in the post-credit scene of that movie, we see the Thanos snap, and we get to see how Ant-Man will be set up for his role in Avengers Endgame. So we could see something similar happen here with another Deadpool and Wolverine movie, that perhaps at the end of it, we see an incursion happen, maybe we see Dr. Doom arrive. Or maybe the entire collapse of the multiverse and Deadpool and Wolverine get thrown back into the void, which I think will be Battle World, but that's for another video. Now, personally, I think the X-Men we're getting in Avengers Doomsday are from Deadpool's universe. We know that Deadpool's universe is supposed to be that original Fox X-Men universe, a version of that universe that has been rewritten over and over and over due to those films messing with time travel and rewriting their own timeline so many times.
We're aware of your abuse of your timeline. You were so abusive of it.
And yes, apparently, despite Hulk's speech in Endgame,
Think about it. If you travel to the past, that past becomes your future. And your former present becomes the past, which can't now be changed by your new future.
Exactly.
that is how time travel might actually work in the X-Men universe. Anyway, I do think that Monica Rambeau, who we saw wake up in the X-Mansion at the end of the Marvels in that post-credit scene when she goes to a different universe, I think that that is Deadpool's universe, and I think that that means we are almost certainly going to see Deadpool and Wolverine in Avengers Doomsday. So if this wasn't a tease for like a solo Wolverine movie or a sequel to Deadpool and Wolverine, and if it wasn't confirmation that Wolverine is in Doomsday, then what was it? Honestly, I think it's just like a little marketing gimmick. You know, Deadpool and Wolverine, it's on Disney Plus. Go check it out. And it's honestly probably just some poor bastard needing to justify his marketing department job at Marvel by putting out this video. I feel you, man.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
But look, I do think it shows us that Marvel hasn't forgotten about old Hugh, of course not. And that they know, of course, that he is a huge draw. And I think that they have major plans to continue using his character in a big way. You see, Hugh Jackman is part of what I would call the holy trinity of Marvel. It's him, Tobey Maguire, and of course Robert Downey Jr. These are the three kings of Marvel, and we've never seen them share the screen. But I am hopeful that with Jackman's return as Wolverine, Tobey Maguire's return as Spider-Man, and RDJ's return as a new character, Doctor Doom, but a Doom that is somehow connected to Tony Stark, I think it's almost certain that we will see these three on screen together in maybe Avengers Doomsday, but definitely in Avengers Secret Wars. And I also want to mention at CinemaCon, Kevin Feige from the set of Doomsday did tell us that there is still more cast to be announced, so claws crossed that Hugh will be in Doomsday. But guys, those are just my thoughts on what maybe this little 8.5 hour Wolverine video could be teasing. In all honesty, is probably nothing, but hey, I'm really excited for Avengers Doomsday. I'm excited to see all of these characters together, seeing the X-Men and the Avengers on screen together, so I thought I'd share my thoughts with you, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And hey, if you're new here, please do feel free to subscribe and click the bell so you get notified every time we upload a new Avengers Doomsday video. I'm Colton Ogburn, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.